There are only so many major political stories a year and a decade, and one of them is happening right now. Failed former President Donald Trump has been banned from running for president in the state of Colorado. This court decision coming down yesterday, we will talk about what the court said, why Trump has been banned, Trump's reaction, the reaction of other Republican candidates, the reactions of right-wing media, and of course, what comes next, because this is an extraordinary moment in American history. This has not happened before to a president of the United States. So let's start with the decision. This coming out yesterday, number 23 SA 300, Anderson v. Griswold, election law, 14th Amendment, First Amendment, political questions hearsay. In this appeal from a district court proceeding under the Colorado Election Code, the Supreme Court considers whether President Donald J. Trump may appear on the ballot on the Colorado Republican presidential primary ballot in 24. A majority of the court holds, this is a 4-3 decision, this is the majority opinion. A majority of the court holds that President Trump is disqualified from holding the office of president under Section 3 of the 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution. Because he is disqualified, it would be a wrongful act under the election code for the Colorado Secretary of State to list him as a candidate on the presidential primary ballot. The court stays its ruling until January 4th, subject to further appellate proceedings, and there will indeed be further appellate proceedings. This may even get all the way up to the Supreme Court. The Denver Post reporting on this. Colorado Supreme Court bars Donald Trump from the state's ballot in 2024, ruling he is disqualified by January 6th actions. Legal challenge, which alleges Trump engaged in insurrection, is likely headed to the United States Supreme Court. This is extraordinary. Now, the reason here, we've talked about it before, but it bears mentioning again. Section 3 of the 14th Amendment to the Constitution says that if you engaged in or incited or abetted an insurrection in the United States, you cannot hold elected office. There was a debate because Section 3, 14th Amendment doesn't specifically mention that it applies to the presidency. It also doesn't say that it does not apply to the presidency. This decision agrees that it does apply to the presidency. It will certainly be appealed on those and other grounds. I don't know when we are going to get a final decision, but this is an incredible moment in American history, which is also meaningless in the sense that Donald Trump is going to lose the state of Colorado regardless. And this is not ultimately going to decide who gets to 270 electoral votes in November. This is Trump can't be on the Republican primary ballot in Colorado during the primary, which is before the general election. Now, there are some principles that Republicans claim to adhere to, which my prediction is, and I believe I will prove this to you before the show is over, my prediction is that Republicans are going to abandon. One such principle is about supposed states' rights. We know that with Republicans, states' rights apply when it's convenient for them. For example, in the Civil War era, the American right wing was fighting for states' rights to maintain legal slavery. And all of a sudden, when it's about states' rights to let gay couples get married or states' rights to determine that abortion will be legal, all of a sudden, these are much bigger issues that should not be left to the states to decide. So we know that states' rights is going to be a ball of hypocrisy as this goes forward. But there are greater questions here as well, which is, and the biggest question, and Rachel Maddow had an interesting commentary on this that I heard yesterday, which I don't have here, but I'll summarize in this way. This may just be the first domino. And while it is absolutely the case that Trump becoming president doesn't depend on Colorado, because Colorado is a blue state that's going to vote for the Democratic nominee, almost certainly, 99.99% chance, this may set in motion a series of similar rulings in other states in which case it would almost certainly be up to the Supreme Court to decide. Now, this is a very Trump-friendly Supreme Court. 3 of the justices on the court were selected by Donald Trump, nominated by Donald Trump, and approved by the Senate. And so, if I'm really honest, I don't have significant optimism that a Trump-friendly Supreme Court is going to say, yeah, Trump can't run. But let's cross that bridge when we come to it. Incredible news. Trump banned from running for president in the state of Colorado. What was his reaction? Let's talk about that next. You might remember that a few years ago, the show got hacked and a bunch of money was stolen and we never got it back. But I now have more peace of mind because I'm using Aura. Our sponsor, Aura, is your all-in-one tool for protecting your online and financial accounts. Aura alerts you anytime your personal information is found on the dark web or data breaches like social security number, login credentials, financial accounts, and you get super fast alerts if a criminal does something like try to open a bank account in your name or take out a credit card in your name. Aura also lets you instantly lock your Experian credit file with a single click to stop unwanted inquiries into your credit history. Aura will monitor your bank accounts, home and auto titles. All of these things really just safeguard you against fraud of all kinds. Aura even protects your phone by letting you block and screen spam calls and texts. And Aura has parental controls for your kids' devices. You can restrict apps or manage screen time, set focus time to make sure they're doing homework instead of binging YouTube or whatever the case may be. You can try Aura for free for 14 days at aura.com/Pacman. The link is down below.